These are all cards I'm going to send to PSA. You can see here there's a lot of money. And the reason for this is not to be redundant and super annoying and things like that. But you can see all the cards I'm planning to send. It's a lot of money I have invested. And so really the biggest reason for this is to cover my backside and make sure if there is any kind of errors or issues with PSA that I have this documented. Not that I'm going to want to go through 20 minutes of video to find the one card, nor man to be able to tell which Paul Skeens this is if there's an issue. But, again, to cover my backside, I don't like having this much money tied up in cards, but I was waiting oh so patiently for a special, being an esteemed PSA member that I am. And there ain't nothing. This is May 2nd when I'm filming this, and I was kind of hoping they would dare to put a May special, but they didn't. They still have their April specials up as of May 2nd, and if they'd have any kind of special, this would save hundreds of dollars, because I do plan to send these all in, mostly because, again, I have so much money tied up right here that just sitting in a box that I'd rather have it working for me, so to speak. And yes, I understand PSA is going to take several months to get these back. However, this is kind of money I need working for me. Not to mention August, I think it's 8th and 9th. I have a card show that I'm signed up for already in Mesa, Arizona at the Cubs Spring Training Stadium. Actually, the hotel right next to the stadium. Come one, come all, buy from me. These cards will, Lord willing, be back and in my hand by then. I know that PSA elongated their turnaround times. And I know that in April, the data just came out that they set to get another record-breaking month as far as grading. Much of that, not much, I don't think it's out of line to say most of that is Pokemon, which you can see there are 0 Pokemons you've seen so far. There will continue to be 0 Pokemon. Not against Pokemon, it's just not my thing. But they're still setting record-breaking grading months, and so there's no reason for them to send. I get it as a business. No reason to help the little guys like me, poor little me, to give me a deal, save hundreds of dollars. But sure would be nice. I mean, it's been months. All they do is grading magazines and things like that, which I would say is a kind of niche population. But you can clearly see which brands I've been targeting here. That whole lot you saw with 3 different loads, that was going to be one lot. I'm going to send these all in the same box, but in different submissions. But I love these black and white cards. I know documenting these are cheaper cards. I get it. So it's not like if all of a sudden one has a nick and gets a PSA 7. I'm not trying to waste my time nor your time, but I don't know how much I'm going to dig into this video to check and see, like, hey, that's a $40 card, you nicked the corner. I don't know how much it's worth it, but some of these other ones are a little bit more expensive, so therefore I'm doing it, and hopefully you get a little viewing pleasure from this. And 25 months from now when I get this back, it's a little bit of hyperbole, we can see how these all went here. But some of these I've really thought and said, man, I wonder if some of these I should just put back in the box and wait for a deal, because not like a card like this is going to go up or down in value. But again, part of it is just because I don't want all this money tied up and sitting in a box doing nothing. Whereas even if it's graded, and yes, I get that I could save a couple bucks per card, which does add up when you have this many cards. But to be able to have it in hand, grade it, and move it, I think is a little bit more worthwhile than waiting for the perfect deal to get it. And I know some of these guys have now, I mean, obviously some of these guys are retired, the Oil Hershey's and Robin Yeltsin of the world, but some of these other guys, like this guy, could very well go back on PEDs or things like that talked about Fernando Tatis and you know, the Hunter Greens of the world. I don't know what's going on with him with his arm, but some of them are getting injured and things like that. So I understand there's all that risk and reward and whatnot and stuff. Kyle Tucker not even on the Cubs anymore and stuff like that. But you can see here again what I was targeting for this brand or set. This is I don't think I'm wrong. It's a 90% gem rate or something like that. I mean, it just massive gem rates. So that's why I targeted that. And then these two, I've had pretty good luck with these. Now, these you can see with the platinum members. Obviously, Topps Now is something that usually grades well. A lot of people send them to Beckett just to hopefully get the pristine 10s, but I wouldn't say I'm nervous because I think these Dodgers are going to do well for years with this team, and I do think the platinum members with these all are going to add to the rarity. So even the Tommy Edmonds and Max Muncy's of the world, I think are worth grading. But did have to pay up for these, mostly because of the Otanis, which if I remember correctly, I bought a few sets of these, and the Otanis were not great. I think I'm going to grade one, which you see here in a next stack. But at any rate, again, I know some of these aren't really high value, so to document them might not even be worth it. And why I'm doing Will Klein, I don't know. But let's just throw money and see what happens. But the kind of the point I started making before I went on my rant and such is these platinum members used to be very, very hard to find. And again, I wouldn't say I'm concerned, but they seem to be a bit more prevalent. And looking up in different areas, including your friend and mine, ChatGPT, it's really even hard to find, even with the AI robots that'll take over the world, what exactly the print run is on platinum members or what it, I don't know what it takes to become a platinum member if you just order so much off Topps Now, or if there is some kind of platinum membership or something. I just don't know, but the print runs I can't find. But again, they seem to be more prevalent or able to be obtained a little bit easier than what it used to be with these years. Maybe I just hit it lucky where one guy or a few guys had a bunch. They all wanted listed because these sets were not going for cheap, mostly because, you know, these all-star sets, oh, this is the champions, but like this here being the all-star game, you know, that had Judge and Ohtani, and that would, I bought these a little after the World Baseball Classic, which is not the time to buy, but again, the reason I did is because I knew at one time the rarity of these platinum members. Oh, this is a nice rookie card, I think. And so I wanted to snatch them up if and when I could find them, and all of a sudden I was just find them more. Oh, this one here, this is a nice card. I know it's got a little nick. I think it was like right here, and it's hard to. I got a feeling they're gonna see that one. It's kind of right where the Topps little, you know, they say Topps. You can kind of see that hologram there. It's right where that is. I'm hoping that'll mask it a little bit, but I don't know. These are neat. These are not going to grade super well, but there's only 88 of these, and early Lucas, early Shea, SGA. So just say instead of trying, and then these Con Knipples and things like that. I'm sure the pop count is going up daily, but there's all these. I don't even know if I'm getting these on camera again. Probably not even worth it to document, but I'm doing it anyways. I hope you enjoy it and love it. But got a lot of these Con Knipples, if I remember right. I got a lot of 15. A lot of them are good to get graded, in my opinion. So I plan to send all those platinum member ones in one batch, and you can kind of see the tiers I had. I break these up into batches. I probably spooked myself out a little bit more than I need to with. I just don't like sending them all of them in one batch, because if you get one tough grader, you got them all. I know it's probably playing the system a little bit too much, but that's how I do it. But this one is not serial numbered. This is, I wouldn't say high end, but certainly not high end. That wouldn't be fair at all. But higher, especially for the card that you've been seeing. And so all these first few are not going to gem. This one here would be interesting. Of course, we're not going to be able to see it. And I actually can't find, oh yeah, kind of right here. You can see that. Now that technically is part of the card. And it kind of goes quite throughout the whole top vertical thing. But I mean, so I don't know how they're going to do that. If they just say, hey, that's just an X Factor line, or if they're going to ding in and give it like a 5 for that and stuff like that. But cool card. I paid up for that one. Paid up for this one too. I just think this is worth it. Now this has got bad edges and things like that. But my goodness, a Calvin, stinks that Robert Meacham's on there, but a Calvin Johnson rookie autograph card, just got to grade it. These I was a little disappointed in. Paid up for these, and these are going to be borderline, which is kind of frustrating because I paid a lot of money for these, and they're going to be borderline. All these, this one too. This is paid up for these, and I just think they're borderline. I don't know how they're going to do the centering on there, especially in the back, how much you're going to care, but I just figured even there, I got card shows down here in Arizona, and Trey McBride, rookies, number 23. I hope even in 9 they'd go. I don't know what they're going to do with these. I got 3 of them. They have graded these before, but the edges are rough, to say the least. So these could come back as 7s, but I just thought, man, early rare Ronaldo, you can just see the edges. Early rare Ronaldos, I think, should be graded, and we'll see what happens there. This is the gold version here of Jordan. Always does, even in a 9, is worth it, and you can, who knows, but I think that'll be a 9. Now these, I don't know what to do with these blue things. The few I've sent in, the reason I'm sending in the bigger names is just because the few that I've sent in have gotten 10s. But you can see they all have this blue, and I know looking at the early pop counts, the reason I didn't send these in originally because they all had that blue mark. And so I'm just trying to send in the stars or I guess what I would say bigger rookies and things like that in hopes to get the 10s. To finish my earlier statement, looking at the early pop counts, there were some getting 7s and stuff. And so I don't know if they've seen hundreds of these now, so they're kind of ignoring that blue marks, but the ones I've seen lately, they're not doing that. But I gotta assume the early graders really knocked that down, because I'm not saying anything fresh out of the box is going to be super clean and automatic 10s, but there was an awful lot of 7s, and it just seemed like there wasn't like 9s or 10s, it just 7s or 10s, so I assumed it's because of that blue mark. But anyways, what do I know? A couple other ones. I'm not going to show the backs of all those Bob Ross because they're just not needed. Now these are my higher end ones that I'm going to send at a little higher value. This one I've really debated just because it's got a bad nick in one of the corners. I forget which one, but I have it written down, but it's very noticeable. I thought it was this one here that you can just, might be hard on the protector and the sleeve, but it's definitely got a nick. But man, I just thought with Ryan and Skeens especially, no offense to Garrett Cole, but beautiful signatures. And with these guys here, I just thought I had to get graded, even though I was going to get a 9. Now this one here, I'm not going to say this is higher end. Pristine's nothing not cheap, but certainly not higher end. But got a lot going for it. Serial numbered, any number if anybody cares about that, color match and things like that. It's just one of those that, man, and it could range anywhere from an 8 to 10, just depends on who grades it. And so that's kind of a frustrating thing that way. But these I certainly paid up for. Now this Skeens, if I remember correctly, has a little surface thing in here that, again, it's either going to really knock it down or get ignored, I guess. But this Otani too, these are going nicely, or at least were. I probably waited too long to send in. And with all the sets I bought, I think about 3 sets of these. There's only one I felt that should be graded and send those at a higher tier. But at any rate, those are going to be the ones I sent it in. Hey, got it down to 15 minutes, so you're welcome. But only reason for this is to protect myself, and I guess kind of show off the cards, but nothing super crazy. But PSA is going to send me a lot of bills here in a few months. Thank you guys. Take care.